it's still a little bit of a mystery. I feel a little bit like a superhero sometimes.
Intuitive.
Yeah, intuitive.
Hello. My name is Annemarie, and you're listening to the podcast Business on the Brain. Short, Biz on the Brain. I think at the core of the matter is the passion why you started your business in the first place. And because we're all individual people, special snowflakes, if you will, we can honor ourselves and our business and really create a standout effect by being unapologetically and authentically ourselves and portraying that into every core aspect of our branding and of our online presentation and the way we show up with clients, which helps us be more in tune with ourselves, not having to play a role for the sake of whatever professionalism is in the current definition, because also that ever changes, right? And to not be a slave to all of these dictates and feeling like you're kind of betraying yourself and just being one in a million in the corporate world out there, be it you as a freelancer or you as an employee. It really helps. It is kind of scary to be yourself and to put yourself out there. But once you do, you realize that it is A, very empowering, very liberating, and B, you attract the kind of people that actually like you for yourself. And that feels really good as opposed to getting compliments on the facade you created for the sake of professionalism. And especially if you're a freelancer, there's a gazillion people out there who do the same thing that you do. And what makes you special is your personal experience, is the way you handle things, the way you show up with clients, and the way you are. And clients can gauge that pretty well when you show up online, especially if you use video. So they see your body language, the way you talk, the wording you're using, and the energy you're giving out is the next best thing to being there in person. And you can leverage that by just really being yourself. And people can really understand what you're about. And then those that like it will come to you, and those that don't, they will go somewhere else. And I think that's pretty amazing. And I like to call it the sorting hat of business, if you will. So this episode is all about intuition, how you can tap into it. And I'm having a very special guest, Jaiya the Energy Queen, because she can read people's energies. She can feel and sense what they're stuck with, and she can help clear that. And it sounds a bit woo-woo, but at the end of the day, we all know when we're having a bad day, we only see the bad things and we're giving off a certain vibe that kind of feels a bit alienating and off-putting to others. And at the same time, when we are radiating, when we are so full of joy, we are spreading that. It's almost contagious, and people will comment, you're looking so glowy and you're so bubbly and energetic, and it inspires people to also have a good day, or maybe rethink their day, think of like more positive events. And you can foster it in so many ways if you want to do more manifestations or affirmations or all kinds of different practices. But at the end of the day, it's all about energy. And I would like to introduce you to Jaiya without much further ado, and I hope you enjoy this podcast. Hi, Jaiya. Thank you so much for joining my podcast. And you were one of the first people who I thought about asking to join, because my initial topic is around intuition. I think you're the perfect person to ask, because that's what you do in your job. You help other people clear their energy, step into their amazing selves, and just feel like leveled up. And I think intuition is part of your brand and your mission, I feel like. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Annemarie. I'm Jaiya Victoria. I am known as the Energy Queen because I have the ability to see energy visually, and then I have a method I created to dissolve negative energy instantly. It's called Energy Queen Alchemy. So yeah, I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I was able to rise into my next level from where I was by doing this work. And I used to live in Canada dreaming about being a comedian in New York. And now I live in New York and I'm a comedian in New York, and I've been here for 3 years, and it worked. And so I'm a
manifestation.
Yeah. I mean, for real, it's changing your life through your energy. So yes, I do that for other people now. I help them to rise into their next level by clearing out what's not them, which is the negative energy. So.
And I'm sure New York has a lot of negative energy. I remember I visited you and we met for the first time. And then you told me this thing where you sometimes feel like the energy is in the subway and then you start help clear that, just also for your own peace of mind, but also it's like a good deed. Tell me more about that, like what it is like to feel energy and then to clear it.
Gosh, it's really cool. You know, it's really cool to be able to clear it, honestly, because I think we all feel negative energy.
Yeah.
Right? Like we all gonna know it's there and you can feel it. And even if you can't see it, you feel it. And so to be able to like actually clear it, like is such a, like, I'm really grateful to be able to do it. It's still a little bit of a mystery. I feel a little bit like a superhero sometimes. There is a lot of energy, negative energy here. Not anything about New York, but I think there's just a lot of people. Generally, everybody I've ever met or worked on had a lot to clear, including me. So it's out there, you know, but it's clearable. I'm doing work out here as much as I can.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I feel like at some level, we all, like you said, we all aware of energies, even if you don't believe in it, or if you want to make it into a scientific explanation, you know, your body language, the way you carry yourself, your intonation, your tone, your demeanor. There's like so many thin slice moments when people make an instant judgment of like, ooh, someone comes in the room, they're pissed. And, you know, and it's become such a trend on social media to have like the empath, you know, this empath meme. And then, of course, there's a lot of trauma also involved, trying to read people to protect yourself. But I mean, we're all humans who need to survive. So I think it's part of the survival mechanism to just gauge a situation, like instantly make a snap judgment of this is kind of hostile or this is good energy. And then some people are more in tune with that or gifted with that. But I feel like at some point, everybody has it if they were just to do it, right?
Yeah, I actually do teach what I do. It's possible for other people to learn. So I think we're all, you know, we are energy. So it's just part of life. It's something that we are. So it's like, whether you see it or not, I like to use the word frequency, actually. That's my fave word to talk about this, because it's not to me about religion or like really even beliefs. It's like, it's just, you know, like the natural world, like the elements, and you know, but these are just frequencies, like high or low frequency. Yeah. And so they're all around us all the time, and they are, you know, big things. There can be big chunks of dark energy, or there can be like things in you that need to clear. And there's tons of good energy out there, positive energy too. So it's all just working around us all the time. You know, it's part of our world. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, we're like all atoms and they're always in motion. They're always like attracting and polarizing and just it's motion. Yeah. Everything is energy, even money. A lot of people forget that. Everything physical is also energy, is what you attract, what you put out there. If it's like manifestation or if it's just vibing with someone, you still feel a connection of some sort, and then you can call it whatever you want. Even religion, there's some sort of transcendental energy flow that you even get from the self-belief. At the end of the day, I think that's very interesting. And I actually read about a few studies, and one of them was like, you know, the typical one when you talk bad to plants, and then some plants you are really nice to, and you can watch them like thrive or die, depending on how your intention towards the plant is and how your frequency basically changed. And then they did I don't know if it's a follow-up study on it, but I did another study where they just did it to water and then just put it under like a microscope. And then even the water particles changed.
Yeah.
It was just like, so essentially we're all water connected. And if that changes, you know, if you just abuse your friends, your parents, yourself, then that changes parts and core parts of yourself. And you can clear that by shifting your mindset. I feel like there's so many different ways at this point in time where people try to have improved lives, work on themselves, you know, self-care, development, movement.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to, I guess, energy.
That I'm glad you said that, because that is my philosophy. That, you know, your mind. So when people talk about mindset, changing your physical appearance, changing your reality, like manifesting, going to your next level, money, like wealth, like everything comes from your energy. That's like the first thing. So like if that has a bunch of negative stuff. I feel like that's like the best place to start with changing anything. Like my mindset changes when I clear my energy. I don't have to work at it. It's because it's a higher frequency. Yeah, everything at a higher frequency is smarter, better, faster. My comedy gets better. Everything can raise up to a higher place. Even the way you look brighter.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, you could also put it down to maybe confirmation bias, but if you are feeling good about yourself, and if you feel potential and abundance, then that's what you're looking for. That's what you're attracting. That's what you're seeing. Because you could at any given moment see an infinite opportunities of realities in a way where you're just like, oh my God, I'm seeing all of these people that look scary, or I can see all of these people that might potentially help me or are kind, or I'm seeing all of the potential ways I can like go on a walk even. And I noticed that in myself when be like in my victim era, I would like to say, I'm just like, everything's awful. Everybody's got it out for me. And I literally attracted the weirdest people, like just on the street. I would just mind my own business and some random person would just float directly to me and start talking about their life troubles. Or like this one woman on my birthday, because I was like, oh, I'm all alone on my birthday. Woe is me. And she just came, sat next to me on this park bench, and she talked to me about her abortion. And I was like, wait, what just happened? And I gave her cookies and she just like floated off. And I'm like, okay. And people kept asking me, like, even if I was out with friends, they were like, why is this guy like staring at you in a weird way? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, do you know him? I'm like, no, I don't know. It was like normal to me. And so I noticed that and I was like, oh no, I attract all the weird people. Oh no. And then at one point I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. You can just like, no. And then also it's about, I guess, boundary setting where you're also energetically like, no, I'm not available. I do have compassion, but I also have so much to give. And right now I can't. And I don't need that. I don't need it. And it's just shifted. Now I do see them sometimes, but just I'm like blocked off for that odd encounter. It's just really specific, but I don't know. It's an example.
I can explain it a little bit if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know how they say like attracts like?
Yeah.
My philosophy on that is that your energy creates your life. I learned this by like watching energy visually. So your energy is like, you know, like when you go to a movie theater and you watch the movie on the screen. Mm-hmm. So there's a big canister of film that they use to play the movie, right? So whatever's on the film is you're gonna see it on the screen. Mm-hmm. And it's the same with your energy and your life. Your energy is the film and your life is the movie you watch. So if you see things in your life that you don't like, that's a feeling in you. And that's a negative energy in you. And so your life is actually not putting that negative feeling in you. It's just showing you what was in you. So it was in you first. So it really is like a movie you're watching, and your energy is the film reel. So if you have negative energy in you, and everybody does, I see tons all the time, you're going to see things in your life that trigger it, that make you feel negative. And you're going to go, oh, that's the problem. But where did it come from? From you.
Me. I'm the problem. It's me.
No, it's not you. It's the negative energy. And the negative energies are actually, I like to think of them as dirt. They're like cleaning. They're not part of you. Trust me, they're not part of you. They could go in anybody. And
it's
what
like dust bunnies.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Exactly. For real. And for real, it's like sweeping. That's my job. Yes. Dirt off your shoulder. Yeah. It's something that I want to tell people all the time, like, because I feel like people think so differently about these things, but I think differently about it from watching it. And to me, it's more like your energy creates your life. Like, I don't even know if I would say like attracts like. I'm sure the particles maybe do that, but like your energy creates your life. You manifested everything you can see. The way you manifest is by what's in your energy. That's how you manifest. So if you want, I always use this example, I don't know why, but if you want Tom Cruise in the movie on the screen, you need to have Tom Cruise on the film.
Yeah. Right. So you need to look for Tom Cruise. You can't just wait for him to come in.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's a good point too. That's a good addition to
You need
it.
to be like ready to receive Tom Cruise in some way. Just like audition, just like I'm looking for a Tom Cruise or better, just like
or better. It's the manifestation or better. That's funny. Yeah, like so if you want to see something in your world, you need to have the energy of it inside of you. And I can fill that in for you if you want me to. But
yeah.
What energies are positive and negative are beliefs.
Yes.
Not thoughts, beliefs. And beliefs are like a deeper level of the whole thing. It's like I think of it as like a movement of your soul. It's like your soul moves somehow. It's on board with that. It really believes that idea.
Like an individual commandment inside that you like train yourself to believe, like a mental habit of sorts.
Yeah, that's why like mental habits can turn into beliefs, because it's like you repeat the pattern of the thought. Like that's why affirmations work, because like you're repeating it again and again. After a while, you're maybe going to believe it a little bit. And as soon as you have that little ounce of belief, well, if it's a positive affirmation, it's a positive energy that's now comes in you. So all day long, your whole entire life on this planet, there's either positive or negative beliefs coming in and out of you constantly. That's one of the secrets that I found by watching energy for everybody, whether you believe in energy or not. And I think probably most people do. Yeah, it's just about frequencies. That's what is always going in and out of you. That's why some people have negative energy, because they have a lot of negative beliefs about themselves and life. And a lot of people have positive energy because they have positive beliefs about themselves and life. And the thing is, most people are set up a certain way depending on their childhood. And you're going to feel like you're a victim of that sometimes, because you're like, well, I didn't have that kind of parent. There are other people in life who work really, really hard, and they, pray a lot, which is good. Like Oprah's a good example. Like she prayed a lot. She relied on God a lot, and she really changed her life. And so she created positive beliefs in herself, even though she didn't have the best start in life. So there are a lot of ways that you can create positive beliefs. That's what I'd say the mindset work is, and the coaching and all the, self-help and all that stuff, and the gratitude even. It's all trying to get you to have positive beliefs. And because when you have positive beliefs, that's a positive energy that comes in you. And that's how you manifest. When you think of the law of attraction and stuff, what it was really trying to get you to do was believe. Have a vision board and like all these things, and really repeat it. And like all it's trying to do is get you to believe that you have the thing, because it does work. Once you believe you have the thing, that's a positive belief that comes in you. Now it's on your film reel.
But like, what would you advise people if they are really in the stage where they are kind of incapable of finding that belief, that conviction, where it's just so faint, like the inner voice that, it's just so muddled, where they're like, oh yeah, I can say all these mantras and affirmations, it doesn't feel real. I know someone said, like, maybe you say, what if I am successful? Just, tweaking it a little, allowing yourself room to grow. But if you're really, really stuck in this mindset, and also if you're hanging out with the wrong kind of people who just mirror that as well, or just influence you, how would you help people get back to that path, even just being a little bit open to it, maybe finding their intuition? Like, I don't know, how would you advise them to start looking?
I would say that the reason why it can be hard to have some positive beliefs is because you have negative ones in the way. And that's the job that I do. I clean them out. So check me out.
Yeah.
Because I do it. I have workshops. I'm doing this every day for people all across the world. Like, it's just every day. It happens instantly. So I think getting your energy cleared is really important. That's one of my other philosophies. Like, I see this as a little differently, I think, than people do yet, which is that this is like brushing your teeth. Like, I do it every morning.
Like flossing mentally.
Flossing.
Like spiritually.
Spiritually flossing. For real though. For real. Like, for me, like, now it's like you really should, because I can feel the energy change. I know I would have had a worse day if I didn't do it. Like, I wake up with worries like everybody. I really do. I wake up with all kinds of stress and stuff that bothers me, and insecurities and stuff from yesterday and stuff that I'm carrying, and then I do Energy Queen Alchemy, which is what I've created. And I'm just taking out these negative energies, just a whole bunch. Like, I'm doing thousands, like it's that fast, and they just dissolve and then they're just gone. You are just clearer and happier. And I feel like when your energy's clear, it's easier to let in the positive, because it's like makeup. Like, you can put on makeup you need to deep clean, or you need to do a pore strip, or you need to get a facial.
Yeah.
You got to clean that out. You can't just smack the makeup all over it.
Yeah. So otherwise,
it's not gonna look pretty.
No, and also you get like all kinds of pimples after that. Like you're just making it worse, and then you're caking it on, and then you're putting on a face, and then who you're trying to trick.
There you go. That's why so many people out there are going, why aren't my affirmations working? Why isn't my gratitude thing working? I would say, yes, get your energy cleared. So important. It's like getting the deep cleanse. Then you can put the makeup on. You look beautiful. You know, it'll like stick better because there's less in the way. And it's all about frequency. It's so important to get your energy cleared. Oh, I have an exercise people can do.
I wanted to ask you about that. Amazing. Go for it.
Okay. So this is something you can do too. It really works. It's a little bit of work, but it's fun actually. So I created this exercise to help you loosen up. I call it your negative beliefs. Okay. So what you do is you find the negative belief, which is literally going to be something about you or about life. We can find one right now if you want. You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
We all have tons. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, I have so many. I'm not proud of that, but like I have so many.
Right. I usually start with like, what is like a negative thing you're dealing with, or stress, or like
money.
Money. Okay. So when you think about money, what is like that negative voice saying that you're hearing?
That I'll never have like my dream salary, maybe, that it's really unrealistic or not sustainable, and who am I, to do that, or like to even think about it, like kind of that.
Okay, cool. So it kind of sounds like I don't deserve the wealth that I want. All right, so that's a negative belief. I don't deserve the wealth that I want. Yeah, you hear it?
Yeah.
So negative beliefs aren't true, ultimately, is the secret. They're actually, and we don't know that. So that's the secret. You got to remember. Any negative belief you have about yourself or life, it's not true. Yeah. Why? Because it's negative. And negative energies, when I look at them, are dark. Dark. Which also means that they're unenlightened. They are not enlightened energies. They're not smart. They're not true. They're not telling the truth from the bigger picture. So as a human, you can only see what you see. So you can believe things that aren't true because you can only see what you see.
Yeah. And you can tell yourself all of these stories. They're all made up. You can go for every which way you want.
Anything you want, you can believe. Yeah. It's our free will. You can believe I'm a dinosaur. Like anything you want, you can believe.
Yeah. So like, why not pick the good one? The best case scenario.
For real. So, so from the bigger picture though, if you were like the bigger picture looking at you and you saw all the details of your past and your future and your ancestors and all the truth of everything, because there is a truth of everything, right? So if you saw all of that, okay, you wouldn't believe this negative belief anymore because it's not enlightened. The positive beliefs are actually the true beliefs. That's one of the other secrets. All your positive beliefs are true because they're positive. They feel positive to you, And the negative beliefs are all untrue. They're all lies. Literally all of them. Energetically, they're a dark energy, which is in the bigger picture, like they're dark because they're not true. Yeah. So anything that you can think and you're like, that's negative, it's not true because it's dark. This is not actually a true belief. And it's in you because we found it. So it's going to be in your energy somewhere. Physically, it is. And it might be in your heart chakra or like your head, like literally it's in you somewhere. Okay.
Do you want me to do a body scan? Or do you already see it? Just like, like a little devil?
I think it is in your heart chakra, actually. So that's why I saw it.
Okay.
So, so now what we want to do, the cool thing is these are your beliefs, right? They're your beliefs. Wait, can you change your beliefs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I like to call it massage it out. We can massage it out a little bit, and that can help your energy get clear. Okay. So I want you to tell me, what was the negative belief again? I'm not worthy of the wealth I deserve or I want. Okay. So what you do is you write that down. We're going to do it by talking, but everyone else can write it down. Okay. And then you pick 10 reasons why this is possibly not true. Okay, so you're stretching your own beliefs by doing this. You're having to like be creative and think of it from the bigger picture. Why is this in the bigger picture possibly not actually true? I already know it's not true because it's negative. So I'm going to like think of some reasons why maybe that is possible, why that's not true.
I mean, number one, like I know every time I was in maybe financially kind of tight situation, somehow money always came in. I was always like, there was always some sort of threshold. And I was like, oh no, I'm hovering here. So something's going to come in. And then it did always. That was interesting to see.
Cool. So that's one. Money does still come in no matter what.
Yeah. Or I always have, friends and family who would back me up, but I've never had to rely on them ever. So like I know they're there, but I didn't even have to use them. You know?
Oh, we have to do one thing. Sorry, one thing before we keep going. Okay. So the other thing I want you to do is I want you to feel how much this belief feels true. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually close your eyes and just like feel the belief. So I don't deserve the wealth that I want. Okay. You can kind of feel it in your body, right? Because it's there somewhere. It's an energy.
Okay.
Good. And I want you to tell me how true it feels right now on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being 100% true. So just find like how strong it is right now.
Like, I don't know. It feels like more like pulsing between like 5 and 7. Just like depends on my mood, I guess. It's just like not sure. It's not too bad. It's not good. It's just like a middle ground.
Good. Okay. So before we always pick the higher number because it went up to that. It's like a thermometer. It went up to that. So we're going to pick 7. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. So why we want to do that is because afterwards we're going to measure how much you believe it, and we'll actually be able to measure how much negative energy like left you by doing this exercise.
Okay.
There we go. So, all right. So we got 2. So the first one was yours.
I always like have money come in after like a certain threshold, and it's just never been dire in that sense.
Yeah. Okay. It's never been dire. You must deserve money if it always comes at some point, somehow.
Guess. Yeah. Yeah. And then, the backup family, friends that I didn't have to tap into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have people there who care for you. So you must deserve to have money, right?
Yeah. I guess I can throw in some privilege too, Okay. Says that white woman. It's, I guess, easier comparatively for me to, reach out business as well, to be taken seriously and get gigs and stuff. I think that's been a bonus for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're able to get help when you need it. You're able to find it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? And we're only at 3, so this is where you got to stretch
I know.
imagination.
I'm just like, oh no. I mean, if I look around my room, like sometimes I forget to do it, but just like the gratitude I have for all of the things that I accumulated that really means so much for me, that came from money, right? So they came from me wanting to create something and then investing money in it. And then I still had money, or like it came and like I didn't have to sacrifice anything, or like, do the trade-off that a lot of people usually do. Like, okay, please, I go on a holiday, but then I work like a mad person, where I'm like, no, I can have both. I can have beautiful things and still not work myself to the ground. Although I am a workaholic for sure, but still.
Okay.
Things I already own, basically.
Yeah, you already have like so much beauty in your life because of the wealth that you've had. So you are getting wealth. Good. And what else? Why else do you deserve, from the bigger picture view, do you think you actually do deserve wealth?
That sounds kind of, I don't know, phony, but I'm a good person. And to me, it means that I don't want to have money just to have money, but I also like the goal is to do something good with it, like set up a charity and like help people. And what I'm doing right now is more like a gift giving, like smaller things to help people through gifts or like thoughts and whatever, to feel appreciated and like I don't know, like help people, do good with money ultimately in a way, I guess. So like, I don't just want money to like to have money, or just, I don't want to be like a millionaire just to have it. Just like, no, I want to do stuff with it.
Yeah. So you have good intentions.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like someone who deserves money.
Hope so.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Good. Okay. Your beliefs are changing as we speak. I can feel it. Good.
Well,
what else? 5. We're on 5.
Well, I've seen how making money, having money, and being in that energy helped me become a better person. Like, I used to be very scared of everybody, very skeptical, very negative, and limiting beliefs were just like my daily. And then the more I like traveled and invested in money, even though when I thought I should not do that because it's frivolous to some people, I grew. I got to know a lot of people. I could help those people, and some people showed up to help me, and it builds trust in other people, right? So like I'm much more open now to receiving connections and starting projects, and like I'm more positive towards people because I didn't like people before. You know, so like I can always improve, and so like if money helps me with that some sort of way, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm using.
I'd say it sounds like you're really open to receiving in lots of ways, people, experiences, things. So if you're open to receiving, that's, I think, going to invite wealth. We're halfway through. 6.
I deserve money because I found like the more I changed and the more I did my own thing, like when I became a travel blogger or when I started like my video business, it, you know, that is always an investment with money as well, but it helped inspire other people. Like I've had so many people come up to me, like I could never travel solo. I could never, you know, travel. I don't have the means. And I'm like, yes, I am privileged, but I also worked my ass off to get the funds to go travel. And then I turned around every penny. I really made the most of my dollars. And the more I did that, the more I realized, hey, I don't actually like that. I deserve more. I can work smarter, and I can invest differently to still have the travel lifestyle that helps me with my business and inspire other people, but also to show other people that they can, if they really want to do something, they can make it work in some way. Even if you have to just volunteer or like work for boarding, there's always a way to do it if you just really want to do it with or without a lot of money. So just being like an example.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And that's 6. And what else?
I thought you just 7. No, it was 6 just now.
That was 6 now. 7
Are you kidding me?
No, there's 4 more. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, help me.
Do you want me to do one for you? So
yes.
The reason why you deserve wealth from the bigger picture is because, well, I believe that actually God wants you to have a lot of money. That's what I've seen, actually. When you get money, like, are you in a higher frequency? Do you feel good? Do you feel happy? Do you feel relief? Do you feel relaxed? How do you feel when you get money?
It depends, honestly. It depends on like how I got the money, what I tie to it. Like I've had situations where I got the money, but it was so stressful and soul sucking to get there because they were like red flag clients and I couldn't appease them at all, even though I did the work. And then I got the money and it felt like it wasn't even enough. So I was like feeling negative about it. Or I remember at one point I had a client who was trying to negotiate me down. And then she paid me and then she ghosted me. And then I was looking at this money as if it was just like on loan. I was just like, so can I actually use it? Because she's just like, where is she? I tried reaching out and she was just gone. And then like a year later, she just asked back for it. I'm like, lady, I tried so hard and it wasn't even a lot. And now it felt really weird. Like it felt off. So, but generally now that I try to be on a higher level and try to charge more, get like people who actually understand the value of work and so pay for it as well. Don't like fight you for it. I feel good about that. You know, like it's just a mix.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some stuff here. Like, so it makes you feel, imagine when you get it and it feels good. Like, and it's like, does that feel like high energy? Like,
yeah, it feels like, you know, like a little bit limitless. Like, yes, I can do this. I can do more, you know, because imagine all the things I could invest, all the things that I can like buy, I treat myself to like a nice chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like take someone else out, like go out with friends and like the meal's on me and I like you feel good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're spreading lots of positive energy, right?
Yeah.
Good. So that's good. And so the bigger picture loves you spreading your light. And so of course the bigger picture wants to give you money because then look at all the positive energy that you can spread. Makes sense?
Yeah. And I think it's also tied to the fact that we're all like worthy, just full stop. You know, we're always like thinking about only if I do this, then I'm like worth to be paid or worth to be loved or whatever. And I think, no, you deserve to live and like life is tied to having money. And there's like certain, like I'm very much for having like a baseline income. It's been like on the political landscape in Germany, like been a huge debate. Like, should we have like an income for everybody so we can elevate everybody? And I think it's a good way because there's so many people who really want to work, but they're stuck. And so I feel like on a very basic level, we all kind of deserve a good life, like a happy life, not a survivalist life, and like that is tied to money in this capitalist society.
It helps you to live a better life. I think we could even make that number 8. It helps you live a better life. So it's a good thing for you to have. You do deserve it, like you said, just by being alive. And even some people want to make a program where people just get money just for living. It's like, you know, you just deserve it. Everybody deserves it.
Right. And we all have different equipment, you know, we all have a different head start. So it's not fair overall to say like, oh yeah, you could make more money, the American dream, but like some people just really have a shitty start. Come on. 2 more. I just have one away. I work really hard.
There you go. That's a good one. You deserve it because you work hard. I mean, yeah. There you go. You deserve to be paid for your work.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
And one more. Yes.
One more. I deserve it because you know, I have all of these different ideas that I would like to put into the world and like help other businesses and you know, in so many different aspects. And with money I can like help train myself better, I can help train other people, so I have like a staff that actually can help more people, and then ultimately have more like workshops and like a whole network that I want to create with creative people that elevate local community. Like it's a whole thing in my mind that I really want to create in the future with like a connection around the world, because I love that travel helps you elevate your soul, and so many people can't travel for many reasons or are afraid of it. And if I would integrate that into a network, you know, like the Erasmus version, but for businesses, that would be so cool. So I guess that's why I deserve it, so I can share it.
Yeah, you're going to create something that will help people. So you do deserve it. All right. So take a deep breath, Annemarie. Okay. Deep breath. Let it go. Good. I'll do it with you.
Okay.
All right. So now let's look at the same belief. Okay. It was a lot of mental stretching we just did. Really belief energy stretching we did. Now I'm going to say the same thing back to you that you told me at the beginning. Okay. The belief was, I don't deserve the wealth that I desire. Okay. And now I want you to tell me right now, don't think of what was before, just think of feel right now in your energy. How true does that feel for you right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
Again, it's a bit fluctuating, but I would say 2 to 3.
Woo!
Feels much better.
There we go. 2 to 3. And then afterwards we picked the lower number because it like went down to a 2. So you went from a 7 to a 2.
Positive.
Yeah. That measured and showed you how much negative energy cleared from that particular belief. And so this is an exercise that you can do with any negative belief and actually clear your energy, which is more effective than a lot of things, because a lot of things you're just trying to really, I think even with therapy and even with like, you know, like affirmations, all that, you're just trying to change your beliefs. So this is something that directly changes your beliefs. And you can do this with any negative belief.
Yeah. And I think that's also part of, you know, it's like a faster turnaround instead of just like being mindful to a fault where you just overanalyze and you sit in that emotion. You're like, why do I feel like that? Look at it, like childhood wounds and all of that. It just still keeps you in this little bubble where you're not entirely objective. Sure, you can have therapy, and I do believe in therapy. I really love it. But, there's so many variables you need to take into account to improve your life. And this is a good way to make a habit. I like that. Like soulful flossing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Just like
really
add to like tapping into your body. You're like, oh, how's my vibe today? How's my vibe after like this exercise? Like do it like a yoga session, morning session, maybe. I don't know. Do you combine that also with like movement, maybe for people who can't sit still? ADHD people.
That's a good idea. That's a nice idea. I've never thought of it.
Yeah, because I learned that about yoga, because a lot of people are on meditation, because that's also often very like kind of coming from like a male energy, like you sit still, you calm your mind.
Yeah.
And it's torture for me with my ADHD brain, and it took me so long to get to that place where I'm not feeling so worked up about it. And then someone was like, try just moving, like even like circling your upper body, moving your hips a little bit. It's okay. You can sit still, but also release energy that way through like organic movement. If it feels comfortable to you, you can still clear your mind. And especially for ADHD people, it's kind of stimming, you can't sit still. You have to do something to focus. So I think it might be a good thing to like know yourself in that way, so you don't force yourself to have this cleaning. Then it just is attached to negative energy. We don't want that connection, right?
Yeah, well, moving is always going to help you, because these are physical energies. So when you like move your body, like you can actually help release, like that's what tension is. It's just negative energy in your muscles. So like the more you even like massage them out, like that's good. And I'd say also that is the feminine, like you're a feminine energy, like you identify as feminine, right? So yeah, like moving, like, the flow, the feminine energy is very like flowing and, cyclical and, the magic. Yeah. And so, yeah, you could definitely like, while you're doing this, you could like feel free to move around and feel how you want to move, like for sure. If that helps. And yeah, this is something you can do. I don't actually do this a lot, but it's something that's in the back pocket with my clients. It's like if they want it on their own, kind of get a little help, I tell them to do this, and because it's something you can do, and it works. And but other than that, I think having them dissolved is the fastest, honestly. Like just from watching how this works, like you saw the change that can happen. It's awesome, and it's empowering to be able to do it yourself. Oh yeah, I understand that, but I also teach this so you can learn how to do that. Like the feeling that you have of like, oh, that's gone. That is what it feels like. But we only worked on one energy. And in a session, I'm doing like literally thousands. Like you're just like, people look different after. Deep clean. Deep really tissue. Deep. It is. It's like a deep clean. It really is. Nice. Like a deep clean. Yeah. It's fun too.
Well, I know you go live a lot. Like where can people find you and check you out and then get in touch with you?
Thank you for asking. Yeah, I do go live a lot on Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Energy Queen Official. And my Facebook is Jaiya Victoria, Jaiya Victoria, and like the Spice Girl, and Queen Power. And I love them. Me too. Still do. Look at their impact. I grew up in Canada. You in Germany. We're still.
Yeah, they are huge. So huge. And I actually went to London a couple of years ago, and they had a spontaneous like exhibit with all of the actual dresses and the actual tour bus. And I just walked past and I'm like, wait, that's a Spice Bus. That's the Spice Bus. And I lost it. And it was a free exhibition. And I was just like, what the heck? I looked at Victoria's dress and stuff. I'm like, blessed. I was like, amazing.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
That sounds so fun.
It was so London? Good. Yes, that was in London at the exhibition in Islington. Yeah. Cool.
Oh my God.
Keep your eyes open for opportunities always.
I'm going to manifest that now.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm on the social networks, and I think that's probably the best place to find me. Yeah.
Good.
She knows me.
Yes, get in touch. And don't forget to leave any comments or questions you might have in the comment section, or email us and follow us everywhere. Are there any parting words you want to share?
Oh my gosh. I think, I want to tell people that you are the light. You are literally just the light. That's all you are. think so many people believe that they are negative things that they've been told about themselves throughout your entire life. And that's not you. You actually just are the light. So no matter what anyone said, anything you've been through, any judgments you've had about yourself, the truth about you is that you are positive energy only.
Yes. Remember, everybody, you are the light. You
Be the
can
light.
go slay. Shine it, make everybody blind.
Yes.
No, in a good way. Illuminate.
Yeah, illuminate.
Illuminate. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was
You're
really
so
uplifting
welcome.
and clearing.
Awesome. Good.
Yes.
We cleared some energy.
Yeah, I wish everybody who listens to the podcast an enlightened and delightful day, and delightful as well.
Yeah, delightful.
Punny. Delightful. And tune in for future enlightening podcast episodes. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode with Jaiya on the Brain podcast with me, your host Annemarie, and I've got a lot more cool speakers coming up. And this is all about how to use your business in your life and merge it in a beautiful way. But at the center of it all should be intuition, because to me that is something that is so crucial. If you're falling out of it, it kind of ruins your flow, it kind of puts you off of the vibe. Things just feel harder and less rewarding if you just ignore that little voice or that gut feeling, or in whatever way it shows up to you. And if you do, things just magically align. I have so many examples of that in my life, and right now I kind of feel a little bit out of it. So that's why I dedicated this podcast currently to the idea of intuition, whatever that means for different kind of people, for different kind of entrepreneurs from all kinds of different fields, because I think, and I am very much a proponent for externalizing your thoughts so you can better analyze them and see them more objectively, but also hear other people's perspectives, which will in turn shift your perspective, because it will give you a much clearer view of how you resonate with that. And if you maybe want to take on some more inspiration. So if that resonates with you, feel free to follow me on all the social media channels. They're all down in the show notes. Again, my name is Annemarie Strahl, and I have a website with the same name. It's a bit hard to spell because it is German. I am German. But again, it's in the show notes. And if you want to share some feedback, if you want to share your thoughts and comments, feel free to comment on my socials and slide into my DMs. And I will see you next week in a special episode with Brianna from Westernova, who is all about using fashion for self-expression and self-empowerment, because fashion is not just a superficial means to be in trend, but it's just an extension of your taste, your style, and your preferences, and how you want the world to view you and how you view yourself. So it's very much tied to intuition once you remove all of the shoulds and shouldn'ts and all of the dictates of current beauty and fashion trends, which are all kind of arbitrary and change from culture to culture and era to era. So at the core of it should be your comfort and intuition, what feels good for you and what doesn't, right? So I hope I see you next time in the next episode with me, and I wish you a fabulous week. Bye-bye.